Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, it's panned out to be, kind of a weak trade as far as the weekly expiry goes for the markets. It's been choppy to say the least for the whole day. You can now see the Nifty slipping or, testing even 25,350. We've already come below 25,400. We're at the day's low point. A half odd percent of a decline can actually be seen, barring metals, consumer durables and realty. All of the sectors have actually slipped. The biggest laggard is coming in by way of IT stocks that have now slipped about 0.8% in trade. PSU banks, FMCG, Pharma, these are the other pockets that are also seen declining. Remember, IT sector gets into focus starting today with TCS coming out with its numbers post-market hours, and therefore there is some nervousness ahead of the earnings that we can clearly spot on the IT pack. On the Nifty and the closing hour, which are the top movers, you have IndusInd Bank as the top mover today on the Nifty. 852 is the current level. Maruti Suzuki, Tata Steel. You also have names like Adani Ports that are holding up in trade. Tata Motors, that's up. You also have names like Bajaj Twins, Bajaj Finserv and Finance that are holding up higher. But what's turned weak? Bharti Airtel. It's lost about 2.7% in trade today. HDFC Life, Asian Paints, Apollo Hospitals. These are all the names that are declining in trade. Let me also come back to the F&O pack. It's Glenmark Pharmaceuticals that's up by 4%. It's one of the top movers in the space as well. Remember, we had discussed this stock in the morning trade and our technical experts also talked about this one as a key positive, and it's panned out to be one of the top performers in the F&O space. 197 Communications is also another one that's been holding up in trade. Well, let's also pull up the broadest movers, the Nifty 500 names that are hovering higher. Prostam Infosystems is about 6% up. You have Traxon Technologies that's 7% higher. You have names like Transport Corporation of India about 8% higher. Within the entertainment space, you have UFO Movies that's up. You also have names like SPML Infra, Prozone Realty, Kirloskar Oil Engines. These are the names that are hovering higher. Recently listed Crizac, IPO is up by 10%. Second day of its trade on the D Street. DCM Limited is higher. Soma Textiles is up. You also have names like a lot of these interesting names. Flair Writing is another one among the recently listed names. These are the names that are flying away in trade. But let's get an market expert to help us understand and to navigate these specific moves in the markets. Swati Hotkar joins in, and she's going to be helping us to understand the strategy. She's from Nirmal Bang. Warm welcome to you, Swati. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Your sense, it's the weekly options expiry. It's panned out to be a rather nervous one. How do you expect the markets to be trading now?
Actually, good afternoon, all of you. The overall setup on the market is definitely positive, even though we are witnessing some sort of a correction in the last 2 days trading session. Today, we have seen a Nifty almost down by 123 points. Bank Nifty was down by almost 0.4%. But no worries to take attention at the current junctures. I believe that the such kind of a small short rallies can be seen into the market, which will help a market to build its structure in a strong way, because the market is currently trading in the pattern of the higher tops and higher bottom formations, and the pattern is still intact on the daily as well as on the weekly charts. Now downside, the Nifty has a crucial support at around 25,200 levels. A short term simple day moving average provided by 20 DMA is a strong support level. So as long as it holds that levels, I believe that the setup is really positive on the longer term durations. Any dips coming towards to 25,200 or 25,000 levels can be utilized to take an opportunity to take the quality buy counters. Upside, as of now, it is facing a very crucial resistance of 25,600. Once it manages to give the breakout of those levels on the closing basis, the door gets open for 25,800 to 26,000 levels on the higher sides. Actually, the overall setup is really positive on the monthly, weekly, on the larger degree charts. But on a short-term period of a time, we cannot deny such kind of a profit bookings when the Nifty and the Bank Nifties are trading at the higher level or nearby the overbought zone levels. So I will suggest the view is definitely positive. Hold on your long positions, play with the strict stop losses. Coming towards the bank Nifty, we might witness some sort of a more correction into this particular counter indices by 50 by 500 or to say the 1,000 points rally as well, because 55,000, 56,000 will act as a crucial support levels provided by its 50 DMA. So till the time it holds the short-term moving averages, my view will remain positive. I'm putting a target of at least 60,000 on the bank Nifty front if it's break the 58,000 levels on the higher side. The setup is really positive. No need to worry. You should utilize such kind of a corrections to take the quality counters into your.
Okay, don't worry. The setup is positive. Use these opportunities to get into quality names in the markets, is what Swati clearly points out too. Okay, Swati, we'll start off with the IT sector since that's going to be getting in the thick of action today. It's the weakest link in the markets in terms of the, kind of price action we are seeing. IT stocks are down. Index is down by 0.8%. TCS comes out with the numbers today. Let's actually look at some of the expectations there. So the street is expecting a 1.4% sequential decline in the constant currency revenue growth for the first quarter of FY26. In dollar terms, however, revenue could rise by about 0.6% sequentially. That's what we are given to understand. In fact, we are also given to understand that in rupee terms, the revenue may decline by 0.4% to 64,206 odd crore rupees for the company. Remember, the revenue drag could also be dealt because of the ramp down in the BSNL deal, and that's likely to put some pressure on the company. The company's EBIT, that's in earnings before interest and tax, is likely to be about 15,620 crores and marginally higher than the previous quarter is what we are given to understand. Margins, EBIT could actually come in around 24.3 odd percent. That's something that you can keep an eye out on. Now, this will be in sync with what we have been seeing over the last couple of quarters too, although from Q4 there could be some slight dip is what we are given to understand. As far as the net profits are concerned, for the quarter it may dip 0.8% sequentially at 12,127 odd crores as well. Of course, what you will need to watch out for as far as after the market hours the earnings come in, look out for the international business growth, look out for FY26 outlook, because that's going to be impactful for the stock price performance from here on. What the company says about BSNL deal ramp down, wage hikes and freshers hiring, these are some of the points that I'm looking at. Swati, how about you? How would you look at TCS ahead of earnings?
Sakshi, you rightly pointed out all the important points what we have to look in the near-term future as such. Basically, the outlook for the next year as such. But looking towards the price momentums on the technical chart setups, it's little bit on a weaker side, because from the last 3 to 4 months, we are continuously witnessing a selling pressure in these particular counters. Downside, as of now, the stock has given the breakdown for 20 DMA, which is a little bit concern sign and continuously making a low top, slow bottom option. If the result doesn't come as expected, the market expectations, I believe we likely to witness the corrections in this particular stock by 50 to 100 points on the downside. Maximum levels 30 to 80 levels can be seen on the low side. I will not to suggest to create a long position at the current market price. Let the results come out, and accordingly, if the market, if the stock find out a very good support at the mentioned support levels of 30 to 80, then we can take a buy call, keeping into mind the risk reward ratio favorable at a lower levels. Downside, it has a very crucial support nearby 3200 levels, but keeping that stop loss, we can see the uptake rally towards at least 3550 to 3600 levels. So those trade will not be for a 1 to 2 trading session, but at least if you're looking for a short term to medium term duration of at least 1 to 3 months, then you can bet on this TCS on every dips towards to 30 to 80 levels.
Okay, fair point. We'll keep an eye out on that. And beyond TCS, also on the entire space of IT sector, do you also have preference in the mid caps as well, Swati?
Midcaps, as of now, we are not recommending a IT pack on the buying side. We are just holding as long as those contours come out from the results, because those kind of a stocks are really remains a very volatile during this session. So we are not that much bullish during the result period as such.
Okay, fair point. Let's take another one. Then, we want to discuss with you some of the other pockets as well. Today, power stocks are in focus, especially the power financiers. What do you make of this fresh move on PFC REC that started a few sessions ago, and it's now further gathering pace? There is brokerage house update also today initiating coverage. Do you think this space still has a lot of potential as steam up, for the upside from here on as well?
Yes, Sakshi, among the power pack, PFC really looks very positive on the technical setup. If we do the comparative analysis between the PFC and RECL, I will bet on the PFC. Why? Because since 2024 to the almost start of 2025, we have seen a strong correction from almost 550 to 350 levels. Those 200 points correction we have seen. And last 3 to 6 months, the stock is under the consolidation phase, which gives a sense that this particular stock is forming the rounding bottom formations. It got stuck within the range of 380 to 440 levels. Now, currently the counter is trading at 430 levels, which gives a sense of indications that it's on the verge of giving the rounding bottom formations breakout. So, at the current level, the risk reward ratio is favorable. I'm preempting the breakouts in the near term futures. Downside, it has a very crucial support nearby 400 levels. So, by keeping that as your positional stop loss, you can create a long position. It has a very strong potential to reach up to 470 to 480. So these are the, if the power packs really do very well in the near term future, TFC will lead those particular stock on the higher decline.
Okay, fantastic. There could be a lot of upside in case the momentum continues throughout the course of the power space stocks as well. Before we get on to further understanding on various other pockets of the secondary market, remember viewers, in case you are enthusiasts when it comes to the IPO space, there's a new IPO that opened today. That's SmartWorks, and Pawan Nahar, our colleague who always tracks the IPO space for us, is joining in to help us understand all those details in case you've missed that out. So get on to understanding whether this IPO really makes sense to be looked at for your own personal portfolio as well. Pavan, SmartWorks co-working spaces. This gives us a feeling that, something that we've seen in office spaces. Is it in the same category that it comes in? What is the kind of detail that one must know on day one?
Yes.
How
So
was the
Sakshi, it is
performance so
very
far?
similar. Yes. So Sakshi, it is very similar to Office Space Solutions and SmartWork co-working spaces, which has launched its IPO. The day one is likely to conclude, and it is currently subscribed 36% so far, according to the BSE data. And the company is looking to raise 582 crores from its IPO by selling its shares in the range of 387 to 407 rupees with a lot size of 36 equity shares, and the issue will conclude on Monday, July 14. It is into co-working space only, and it offers fully service tech enabled office spaces for the environments based on the requirement of the employer, the company which is the enterprise which is taking the particular seat on the lease from for its space.
Okay, fair point. Any brokerage houses updates do you have on this one, SmartWorks? What are the top brokers saying on this one?
Yes. So Sakshi, let's talk about the first key positives and major concerns for the companies. So according to the brokerage firms, the this flow negative, and the company has a very big debt on its own. So yes, these are the key negatives. What the brokerage firms are saying. So Anand Rathi, Arihant Capital, Geojit, Swastika, Bajaj Broking, they have suggested to subscribe this issue for a long term, while SBI Securities has a clear avoid rating for this issue. They believe that office space solution give a better investment opportunity, while Ventura has suggested that one should look at monitor post listing performance after it gets listed, what are the financial metrics are saying, and then one should take the call on this company.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out in clearly understanding how you must be going about this one. Let me also thank you, Pavan, for sharing all of those details with all our viewers for this new IPO that's opened up. Let me go back to our conversation with Swati now into the secondary market. A lot of momentum stocks in the F&O space. Swati, what about the pharma stock, Glenmark Pharma, and what is your overall outlook on the entire pharma stocks in the space right now? Is it looking interesting?
Yes, definitely. Pharma, very selective counters are really doing very well, especially the Glenmark Pharma. And from the last 1.5 month, the stock has started giving a rally once it manages to keep the breakout of 1450 levels. Non-stop, we have seen a 400 points rally within a span of a 20 to 25 trading sessions. I believe such kind of a momentum is likely to be carried forward for an immediate target of 1980 to 2000 levels. So up to that level, I'm looking positive momentum. Downside, it has a very good support nearby 1740, 1750 level. Those are acting as a very strong levels. So those who are having any long positions previously, they can definitely hold on for a target of 2000 levels by keeping a trailing stop loss of a 1780 on a downside. Fresh longs are not recommended because already we have seen a very strong momentum uh, from the last 2 months. Almost 20-25% returns has been already given. The counter is trading in the overbought zone, so the risk reward ratio is not favorable to generate a long positions. But if you are getting any dips towards to 1740, 1700, those levels are very strong levels to take a long positions. So view is definitely positive. Previous long positions should be hold on for a target of 2000.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also given some sense to our viewers to how to go about the pharma story. The top mover right now on the Nifty is Maruti. After a long haul, we are actually seeing some momentum build up on Maruti Suzuki. The auto space as large also has been facing a lot of volatility and headwinds too. What's your current stance on Maruti? Do you think this is the beginning of any other fresh move, or can this space again turn volatile?
I will say my view is positive for a longer term duration, but for the shorter term duration, it bit slightly cautious. Why so? Because on a monthly chart, the counter is on the verge of giving the breakout of a falling trend line. So whenever such kind of a breakout we see witnesses on the larger degree, whenever I'm seeing larger degree, it means a monthly chart or the weekly chart. So whenever such kind of a breakouts we witness, a long term duration rally likely to be seen on the bullet side itself. So my view is positive for a short term period of time, we might witness some sort of a falls on a downside, but major breakout lies at 12,600 levels. If it manages to give a breakout level, the next up leg rally will be started, which might take a stocks to 14,500 to 15,000 levels. So those are kind of a levels I'm looking on a larger levels. Fresh long positions can be initiated at the current market price also, or if you're getting any dips towards to 12,300, and so you can add on. Downside, it has formed a very crucial support levels of 12,000 levels. That is acting as a very good support level. So as long as hold those levels on the closing basis, the view will remain a positive. For immediate target of, as I said, 15,000 levels can be seen very soon in this particular stock.
Okay, fair point. Talking about some of the other stocks, then let's talk about the real estate and the metal stories. These are the ones that are going strong today. 0.7% higher for real estate, and metals also about half a percent higher. Let's start with real estate first. Swati, what do you make of the fresh moves on real estate? Are there any choices of stocks that you have within this basket, real estate?
Yes, we have already seen a very strong momentum rally in the last few weeks. If you want to bet on the current market price, Prestige really looks very good on the technical front. Why so? Weekly chart has given the formations of the, we can say the rounding bottom formation or the double tops bottom breakouts we are likely to witness. Weekly chart shows the flat pattern formation and is giving on the verge of breakout. Today, even though the market was down, but this particular counter is holding its horns. We are witnessing a volume increase along with the price momentums. Momentum indicators are the very strong. So whenever such kind of a setups forms on the daily charts, the overall all the technical parameters are really positive on the technical front. So I believe it has a very strong potential to carry forward this kind of a like towards to 1800 to 1900 levels on the higher side. Downside, if you're getting any dips towards to 1581, can add on and can keep a stop loss of a 1520 on a downside and can go for a long positions for a target of 1800. See, Sakshi, I'm giving you a buy call, but one should buy at least 30-40% at the CMP, not a full-fledged quantity at the current market price, because for a few trading sessions, we likely to witness some sort of a profit bookings at the higher level. So in order not to miss the rally on the higher side, even if the market does very well in the coming 1 to 2 days, so one should add 20-30% at the current market price. And if you're getting any dips, then you can add on the more quantity so that your capital utilization will be done in a good way. Along with your buying price or the averages will come on a downside. So such kind of a strategy, I'm giving it to the client as well.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped all our viewers understand. What about the metal space now? Yesterday there was some kind of a knee-jerk reaction on Vedanta and Hindustan Zinc after a short seller, Viceroy Hotels, started to raise some, questions about the financial misappropriation at the group, and that caused some stir at the group. But then the group was fast enough to come out with a clarification, and they refuted all these allegations made by Viceroy Research, calling them baseless and misguided. How would you look at the metal story at large? They had been, many stocks within this basket have been slowly and gradually moving upwards, but this is a very cyclical space to be in. Does anything give you the confidence to stay put in this space?
Yes, definitely. Stock specific, I'm really positive rather than if you look towards on the whole sector as such. No wonder Vedanta yesterday we have seen a lot of selling pressure, but today it manages to hold its strength. And as of now, the counter is trading on a flat. I will not suggest to take a buy call in Vedanta, but if you're looking for any stock from the metal pack, JSW still really looks good. Today also, even though the market is down by 0.5%, and so this particular stock is up by 0.2%. I believe that it has a very strong momentum. Chart formation is going on the monthly as well as on a daily chart. If you look towards the monthly chart, the stock is continuously trading in the formations of upward rising channel, and it's on the verge of giving the cluster resistance breakout. Slowly and steadily, we will witness the positive momentum in this particular counter. So if you are having any long positions, one should definitely hold on the JSW stick. I'm looking for a target of 1150 to 1200 rupees. So this is the one counter one should definitely keep on their radar.
Okay, got that. I hope this is also giving you some sense as to how to go about it. Let me also come up with certain other stocks within the broader markets. Let's discuss, Swati. What are you looking at this point in time? Mid and small cap stocks, maybe in the Nifty 500 names. What's catching your attention?
Yeah, among the 500 com, BLS really looks very good. BLS currently the counter is trading at 383 levels. If we look towards on the technical setups, I follow some harmonic patterns, and it's on the verge of giving the CD leg of that pattern, which call as a bad pattern. Or you, in a simple layman language, we can say that it is forming the W-shaped pattern, and it's on the verge of forming the last leg of the W. And upside, it has a potential to reach up to 410 to 420 levels. Currently, the counter is trading at the 383 levels. Even though market is down, the counter is up by almost 2.5%. Today, we have witnessed a very strong price momentum along with the volumes. So this is the one counter one can go for a long positions at the CMP as well, by keeping a downside as a strict stop loss of a 365 for a target of 410 to 420. Another interesting counter on this particular chart is a Dixon. Dixon, this particular stock is larger in the price as such. So one can go for a long market price, long at the current market price. 17,000s are the really attractive levels to see as a targets. Downside, it has a very good support of 15,000. So this is the one interesting counter. And another interesting counter on a shorter term duration is the East Indian Hotel from the mid caps. One should keep eye on this particular counter. The counter is on the verge of giving the breakout. So it is a conditional buy call about 395 levels. Currently, the counter is trading at 388. So once it manages to give the breakout of those level, we can witness a very strong momentum rally towards to 420. So these are the 2 to 3 counters is really on my radar to take a long positions.
Okay, fair point. Let me ask you on the hotel hospitality names. Today it's Lemon Tree Hotels. After a long haul, we can see a smart 8% kind of a move on this one. Swati, holiday season, a lot of people are planning their vacations. Hospitality chains also turning bullish on their summer, travel themes. How are you looking at Lemon Tree, and what does this fresh move after a long haul really suggest? And out of this entire pocket, which are your top favorite stocks?
Yes, and that this sector is really doing very well from the last 4 to 5 months. If we talk about the lemon tree, the counter has given the breakout of the symmetrical triangle on the weekly chart, and that's why from the last 2 trading sessions, this particular stock is on everyone analyst eye at such. Probably those are the reasons we have seen a very strong breakouts with the volumes. Now it's nearby its all-time high towards to 162 levels. Fresh longs are not suggested, but definitely, this kind of a rally is likely to be extended towards to 175 to 180 levels. So those who are having any long positions, they can hold on. I'm really positive on this particular sectors. As I said, EIH is the another counter I'm looking for to take a buy call. So these are the particular sectors is definitely positive, especially lemon.
Okay, got that. All right, 325 very quickly. Swati, if you could mention any BTST, STBT trades for our viewers.
Sure. Kajaria Ceramics really looks very good. On the weekly chart, the counter has given the flat pattern formations. We are likely to witness a very strong momentum in this particular stock. Currently, the counter is trading at 1190. We're keeping a strict stop loss of a 1140. Hold your long positions for immediate target of 1250 to 1280. Another interesting formation is the Balkrishna industry. Today, it has given the breakout of a flat pattern, and the counter is really doing very well on the daily as well as on the weekly chart. It's on the verge to test is 200 DMA, which comes to nearby 2690. And I believe that it has a very strong potential to surpass those resistance levels also, and it will lead a rally towards to 2800 levels. So one can go for a long positions at the current market price by keeping a strict stop loss of a 2580 for a target of 2800 levels.
Okay, fair point. All right. Swati, towards the end, could you help us understand what does the outlook on the next week really look like? What should the strategy be? We will be the thick of the earnings season as well. Plus, most likely, we might also get to hear about the tariff update on India and US, and all of that action will also come back into focus. What's your sense and how would you advise traders to really position themselves?
Yes, actually, the overall view is definitely positive, whether it's a Nifty or the Bank Nifty. As I said in earlier, so in coming few trading sessions, we might witness some sort of a profit bookings, and which might take a Nifty towards 25,200, or say the 25,000 levels towards to maximum 24,800. So up to that level, we might witness some sort of a corrections, but the structure will remain still positive even though Nifty touches 25,000 or 24,800 on the downsides. So rather than taking calls on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, which will remain a volatile in the coming few trading session because of the lot of news are coming from the global markets. It will remain a volatile in the near term futures. But once it manages to give the breakout of 25,600 on the Nifty on higher side, we are likely to head. We are likely to see the Nifty, which will continue its rally towards the new all-time high levels as well. So setup is positive rather than concentrating on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty rally on the daily basis. Try to concentrate on the stock specific trading because there are the many large cap counters which I suggested, such as the Prestige, Balkrishna Industry, Balrampur Chini, Dixon, Kajaria Ceramic. Those such kind of stocks are not getting hampered even though the market is coming down. They're still continuing their rally on the higher sides because the technical setups are really positive. So I believe one should definitely concentrate on the stock specific trading, playing with the very strict stop losses and the tight stop losses because of volatile markets in the near term futures may be seen. Try to concentrate on the stock specific trading with the strict stop losses. That is the simple strategy one should definitely use in this kind of a market.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Swati, for being with us on the program today and helping us navigate through the market moves as well as helping our viewers understand the key strategy ahead. Not needed to be really trading the indices on an everyday basis. The future outlook remains positive. Once things settle down, you can actually hope to see fresh all-time high levels on the markets. But till that time, stock specific. That's the view that's coming in from Swati. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, Swati, on our Business Today program on Market Today. Hope to see you soon on another edition, back again to 329. Let's start wrapping up the trade as well. It's been extremely choppy. Like you see the chart, it's not an encouraging chart at all. I mean, very, very choppy. We are ending near the low point of the day. 0.5% of loss coming in. That's also largely due to the heavyweight pockets like IT sector not contributing at all. Nervousness creeping in ahead of earnings. Even the banks, for that matter, are down. Private banks, PSU banks, financial services, all three of them are down. That have also dragged down the Nifty bank as well. Realty and metals, the only two pockets that continue to remain in some green today. Top movers IndusInd, Maruti Suzuki, Tata Steel, names like you'll also see Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, Geo Finance, Tata Motors, TCS. Ahead of earnings, TCS shuts at 33.98 odd levels, viewers. Keep an eye out on that. Mildly higher, 0.3% of an uptick that can be coming in on this one. On the lower end, Bharti Airtel, Asian Paints, HDFC Life, Apollo Hospitals, these are the stocks that are down. When we look at the F&O movers, you'll see Glenmark Pharma, 197 Communication, these are the pockets that are up. On the lower end, Bharat Dynamics, Solar Industries, Bharat Forge, PI Industries, these were the names that dragged in the F&O action today. Broader markets, I've already marked out some interesting names. Nifty, next 50 names, you have JSW Energy, PFC, REC moving up, IOC, Bosch, Swiggy is up in trade up about 1%, Adani Power, these were some of the other names that also moved up in trade. 127 points lower, 25,348. Viewers, we have slipped below 25,350 towards the end of the session. Is this sign of a worry? Not so much. This is just the volatility that's playing up as far as the F&O expiry is concerned, and also the lack of any positive triggers that's not really helping the markets to move up. What can move the markets tomorrow? TCS earnings. If they come in line or better than the expectations of the street, that's something that will help us understand. In case there is a positive projection when it comes to FY26 outlook, that's also something that could pull up the IT sector at large. So keep an eye out on the TCS earnings, and of course we will see how markets open up tomorrow and what happens overnight in the US trading session as well. Leaving you at that, but do stay tuned. Market coverage ends here, but the news from the world of business and finance continues on the other side. Stay tuned.